Falling in and out of love, in and out of love with you. Falling in and out of love, in and out of love with you. Falling in and out of love.
It's bangers only at Meat Boy MMA. We had to. No exceptions here. It's the silent assassin, Vicente Luque, taking on the chosen one, Tyron Woodley. Woodley's the former welterweight 170 champ, ex-absolute savage. I mean, that KO over Josh Koscheck, the submission over Darren Till, wins over Wonderboy, Damian Maia, and others. The dude was a monster for a long time, but Kamaru Usman sort of took his soul. I mean, we were at that fight, and ever since then, he just hasn't found his way back to those golden days. Got smashed by Gilbert Burns, got smashed by Colby Covington. He's lost his last 14 rounds, bro, and there's no favors here when he gets to take on a tough, surging killer in Vicente Luque. Luque's only been crushing dudes. I mean, apart from his debut 7 years ago, Luque's only losses are to Leon Edwards and Wonderboy Thompson. We were also at that Wonderboy fight, MSG, and Wonderboy just kind of out-slicked him on the feet. No shame. It's Wonderboy. He does that to most guys. But anyone else that the UFC has tossed Luque's way, he's just smashed them. I mean, he's got wins over Nico Price twice, Randy Brown, Mike Perry, busted up his nose. He beat Jalen Turner. He KO'd Bilal Muhammad, and he beat Brian Bam Bam Barberena in a fight that we were also at. And if you've never watched Brian Barberena versus Vicente Luque, it's no joke, my second favorite fight of all time. I absolutely love that fight. First fight being Gilbert Melendez versus Diego Sanchez, of course, but it was absolutely insane. The energy for that fight was unparalleled. And that fight, like many others, spoke to just the chin of Vicente Luque. You cannot put this dude out. And I don't know how else Tyron Woodley will be able to get a win over Luque, if not by KO, because the dude's been extremely gun-shy lately. And we know that Luque's stand-up is no joke. I mean, his best friend, number one training partner is Gilbert Burns, who, as I mentioned, disposed of the chosen one light work. So no better guy to have a game plan with than a dude who absolutely already recently dismantled the chosen one. So do you see that training helping Vicente Luque take it to the next level in this one over Tyron, or is this somehow a levels test and Woodley finally gets himself back on track? What do you think?
Yeah, UFC is not letting up on Woodley. It does seem like they're trying to get him out the door. Vicente Luque is an absolute killer. That is why he is the silent assassin. The chosen one, maybe he was, years ago, but since, he's dropping those verses, getting on those shows and being all Hollywood and going on podcast, he just hasn't been the same Woodley. I think it all got to his head. I think he had an ego thing, and it's eating at him, I think. And I don't know where his head's at. It hasn't been there since the Usman loss, and I just don't see him ever recovering. I mean, he's pushing 40. I think he knows he's on his way out. He's just looking for those paychecks, and it doesn't really seem like he even likes the UFC. It's like he hates his job, so it's a little weird. I don't know why you'd work somewhere or fight if you hate it. He even says in an interview he hates fighting, so it's kind of weird why he would be in that, other than the fact that he's stuck in the fame and fortune and trying to get as much as he can out of it. So I see him 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in. I think Vicente Luque truly is trying to be a champion, and he's fully committed. I mean, he is a silent assassin, and I will have to go with Tapology. They're 78% bullish. I thought it was going to be a little closer, but it seems that the majority are feeling the same way I'm kind of feeling, where I think Woodley's done, and I just don't think his head's there anymore. So I'm going to go with Luque.
Yeah, you touched on the relationship between Woodley and the UFC. It's always been contentious, right? Even when he was the champ, it seemed like him and Dana were always button heads. Seemed like Woodley was always disappointed with the way they promoted him, and it never just seemed like the fan base ever started to really gravitate towards Tyron Woodley. And so, yeah, it's been an interesting, way to see him go from top of the game and now suddenly to the bottom. So.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen in this one, but 78% are going with Luque, 22% with Woodley. And if you look at the Luque bar, most of it is beige. They think that he's going to get the decision, but a decent grip. I mean, nearly 45% has it brown. Do you think that the silent assassin is going to manage to finish Tyron Woodley? Because Woodley's only been in 5-round fights historically, and this is going to be like one of the first 3-round fights, I mean, in recent memory that I can think of for Tyron Woodley. So is Luque going to have enough time to put out Tyron Woodley, or do you see him getting the decision?
Yeah, no, I mean, Usman couldn't put him out. Burns couldn't put him out. Colby couldn't. But if anyone could, it's
Colby did.
oh, you're right. I forgot.
Late fourth, right?
Yeah, late fourth with the McRib. I forgot about that. So yeah, Colby
Mhm.
did put him out. You know, if Colby could put him out, I think Vicente Luque absolutely can, because he's got way harder hands than Colby. Colby's got the volume. Vicente has that silent assassin power. So I actually think he's gonna knock him out. I think he's gonna get it done, and Tyron Woodley will be fighting the Paul brothers probably in boxing next year.
My bad. It was the 5th round, but yeah, you nailed it with the McRib. It was a juicy slab in that one, and I'm with you. I'm going to have to go with Vicente Luque. I like how you put it. I think Tyron Woodley is just one foot out the door, at least as far as the UFC chapter of his career is concerned. I honestly think that if Tyron Woodley loses this fight, hopefully he goes over to Bellator. Hopefully he goes over to ONE FC. Hopefully he boxes Jake Paul. Hopefully he does something else outside of the UFC, because I want to believe that he still has some of that sizzle left within him, but there's just some sort of mental barrier attached with the UFC. And as you mentioned, I don't think he's going to be making another title run in this organization anytime soon. So I'm with Luque. I think he's going to retire Woodley's UFC chapter, and who knows what happens beyond that. But in this one, I got to go with the silent assassin. So it's a hell of a co-meet event. We're both going with Vicente Luque. Check out our meet event because it is straight beef.